Hey, it's Dr. Ndidi here with Wellness Money Talk, and today we wanted to talk about how you can detox your body to reverse some certain chronic illnesses. I myself have been able to reverse chronic cystic acne I've had for a long time. My issues with chronic acne started when I moved to the United States when I was about 16 years old, and I started going to high school and wearing makeup, and I wasn't, taught the proper way to care for your skin underneath all of that, okay? I was just here seeing what people do, seeing what people do on TV, and I was trying to, fit in. As a teenager, most people do that, right? So I would wear makeup, whatever kind of makeup I found around the house. I would rub it on my face, and sometimes it would be on for hours because, I had to get up at 5:30 or 6 in the morning for school. So from that time, with the activities of the day and everything else that was happening till like maybe 8 or 9 when I started getting ready for bed, I had that makeup on my face. So I did this for like about 6 months before I started noticing that my skin started to change. So it was either the makeup was bad or who knows, but a lot of things started happening. Also, maybe I'll say my diet had changed because, again, when you come to America, it's like everything is out there. It's so much food and so much crap at the same time. So I'm eating all things I've seen, in these movies and things. I'm like, oh my goodness, I want that, this, and that, and where we also were staying, it was just kind of like there was no one teaching about the healthy things to eat. So it was a whole lot of things out there, greasy food and all kinds of carbs. And we're eating the normal food that we eat, like our Nigerian food was being made with like flour dough instead of like the regular way we would eat it. And everything was just processed and manufactured. And those were the things that were in our taste buds. So we were liking them like, oh my goodness, everything tastes sweet and good and yummy and greasy and all of that. So we're eating that. And it wasn't until like a year and a half or 2 years after we've been in the country that my siblings, we noticed our skin just was horrible. But then we kept attributing it to like, okay, maybe it's genetic, our parents also had suffered with acne. So of course, okay, maybe this is our time. But the funny thing is it never happened to me until, those things that I just mentioned happened. So what am I trying to say here? Most of our problems come from the environment and what we teach ourselves. And I'll say what we teach ourselves because if you don't have people teaching your people to learn from, you start teaching yourself what you think is best, right? And even to the point where your skin will try, then that's part of it. Like your body is trying to talk to you. So sometimes I will notice my skin starts to itch because it's like, this stuff is not supposed to be in your face. Sometimes it just feels like my whole pores just clogged up. Like I could like literally feel it happening. So, by the time I started learning about healthcare and Proactive had just come out and all that kind of stuff, it was too late. My skin had already been destroyed, to the point of, in fact, no return. Nothing was working. And my dad, when he would come visiting, he would be like, hey, stop eating that. And it was only from my dad that I heard all of that. And I was like, okay, he has experience because maybe he went through it, as an adult or a younger child or around my same age. And he would say, don't eat that and don't scrub your face with all those kind of harsh things and don't eat peanuts and don't eat greasy stuff and don't eat cookies, And I was just like, yeah, but I don't do that all the time. But the part he was partly correct, right? In fact, he was correct. But being that things had already been destroyed, I needed to do the first thing first, which was what everybody kept missing. I needed to cleanse out my body. I needed to detox. I needed to get all of those toxins that have already destroyed my insides. I needed to get them out. So whatever nice thing I was now doing on the outside, my body could appreciate it. But that appreciation couldn't happen because I didn't take the first step. Okay. So I always love using this analogy. But if y'all know me, maybe you know me for this now. If you're wearing white and you get muddy water splashed all over your white outfit, what happens? You either have to wash it to be clean again, but if you keep going on, walking around with your muddy white clothes, not washing it and saying, from this point on, I'm going to make sure no other car or no other person makes my outfit dirty or worse than it is or whatever, you're still going to be dirty. Your white outfit will physically, it's dirty, right? Although you're not making it any more worse, but the damage has been done. Until you decide to cleanse out that outfit, until you decide to detox it from that stain, until you decide to wash it, it's not going to be clean. So whatever it is that you're trying to do to prevent, yeah, that's cool. It won't get worse than what it is right now, but it's already damaged. So for me, I moved around with that damage for almost, I want to say 16 years. Okay. So from when I started having those issues was 16, and throughout, that period, it got worse and worse and worse to the point where I would be itching my skin and it would get so swollen because it was so irritated, and people would see me and they're like, what is going on? What are you using? And those questions started like irritating me because I'm like, I'm doing everything. I'm washing my face twice a day, even sometimes 3 times a day. And then you watch some other things that are like, no, don't wash your face more than 2 times a day. You're stripping natural oils. Then I go back to washing my face once a day, twice a day, And I'm just using this story and analogy to just kind of paint the picture for you as to why it's important to, in whatever stage you're in your wellness journey, make sure that detox comes first, because as adults, we've already done the damage, right? We now need to reverse it and go back to we need to do the reset button, right? So, and then I started, introducing pharmaceutical drugs to manage. So I would be on antibiotics that were kind of like keeping it at bay. But if I were ever to miss a few doses, maybe twice or 3 times, that was it. It was going to come back and it will be worse than before. So even if I was going for a dermabrasion, that I was going for, seeing my dermatologist every month, and I was getting these strong medications, it just wasn't enough, because that was just treating the outside layer. It was just managing it. It was just putting a Band-Aid over it. It wasn't actually addressing the real problem, right? And so whenever I decided hey, I'm a pharmacist, I see all the side effects that this thing can do, even to my future. And I don't want any parts of that. I don't want any of my organs to be permanently damaged because I'm trying to have an aesthetically pleasing skin. But I know that's not the real solution. I don't want to be on this every time. If I was to move on into marriage and start having kids, I can't be on this meds. So then what happens? Or even if I was taking the meds and something, surprisingly happened, maybe I was pregnant, and while I was on those meds, it's a great risk for the child, because those things have a very terrible effect for a, pregnancy. So those were the things I was concerned about. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is not, really sustainable, right? And so things kept getting worse. I wasn't detoxing. I didn't know about that. I was eating fruits. Fruits and vegetables, I never had a problem with. I ate those really well. But now looking back, I see that some of these fruits and vegetables that are presented to us here in the States have been pesticides and herbicided down. Okay, that's what I'm gonna call it. They've been sprayed down with so many chemicals so that all these bugs don't eat their crops, the farmers. And then we ingest it, even if we wash it, but if you need to do an extra special washing to actually get those things off. So I wasn't doing organic because organic fruits were so expensive. I would do the regular ones, but I was like, in my mind, I'm doing good because I'm eating healthy. But nothing was changing. My skin was still terrible on my face. Everywhere else, I had nice skin, but it was just my face. I couldn't figure it out, to the point where I stopped wearing makeup for a while. And with that, it was like my skin, the texture and the tone of my skin had been so much. It was so bad that when people saw me, they were like, oh my God, what is going on with your face? What happened? And, this whole time I've been covering it with makeup, I would have pizza texture skin, and I would still wear makeup because, I just didn't want to hear it from anybody. So fast forward into, later on, a few years later, I got a job where I could work from home. And oh my goodness, even though I didn't get to see anybody anymore, I didn't get to talk to anybody, it was really lonely working from home. Many of you can probably testify, with this last few years. But I loved it because I didn't have to wear makeup, and it was a way for my skin to actually finally start healing. And so that helped for a little bit. It helped to where the texture of my skin started getting better, but it was just those times where those big old bumblebee pimples would come out from nowhere, and they were still there, and the scars will never leave, and they just lingered on and stayed for months and months, and they just never went away. So when I decided to go into functional medicine, and I have a good friend that recommended, a course for me to take because she was into functional medicine, and I love her for this, Nancy. And so she was like, yeah, this is her life. Like, she is on that wellness, like all green, all natural journey. She's vegetarian, or was a vegan. And, this is how she had changed her life, because she also had terrible issues with like gut issues that functional medicine helped her change. And so she was like, yeah, this is what she does. And she helps people now do the same. And I was like, man, I would like to help people, change their life. For me, I was coming from I don't have any chronic illnesses, maybe because I eat good, and I want to help people do the same. But, I didn't even link it to like, maybe it could help with my acne. So I started this course. I finished the course, and I changed my whole, I knew a little bit of things I shouldn't be eating, but that course, it opened my mind. I'm like, oh my goodness, there's so many other things I need to add on here. So I went ahead and I went full throttle. I was like, yeah, I'm not eating this. No more processed sugar. I'm switching it out. I'm staying on honey. I'm not going to be going for the sodas here and there sometimes. Sometimes it's just too much for my body. And instead, I'll just do no, unsweet tea. It tastes like water, but we're going to drink it anyways, So I cut out the sodas. I cut out, when I go to the store, I'm spending time reading the back of the ingredients. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is what we've been eating all this while. And these are the things that are listed in this course as horrible ingredients to ingest into your body, right? So I'm looking at the times I'll pick up cookies or chips or, pastries and bakeries and stuff like that. And I'm looking at the ingredients, and you're seeing soy, this oil, that oil, sugar, fructose, high corn fructose syrup, those kind of ingredients. I'm like, this is crazy. This is why people are sick in this country. And these are the things that are being offered up, and we don't even know, even down to the meat. They're not saying be vegan or anything, but if you want to eat meat, go for the natural ones, the ones that are cage free, the ones that, go in the pasture and eat whatever it is that's out there, or the fish that's just wild, Don't eat the ones that have been protected and fed a certain kind of thing that you don't even know what it is that they're eating. So those are the things that I specifically changed. Yes, my budget for food increased because those food items, they come with a certain kind of price. But then fast forward into today, my skin is so much better. Like, even my family's like, what did you do? Your skin has like the scars, even the breaking out, like you could count just maybe one or two before it would be like in one little spot, 7 of them. And then talk less of all over my face. So it changed. So I did that. I detoxed myself. I got like a detox supplement, a liquid that I put in my drinks. I drink that 2 to 3 times a day. And all those things help. Now, I don't probably do it as much. Except I know I really messed up and ate a whole bunch of crap. And I'm not going to be one to sit here and be like, oh, starve yourself of all. But you should go on an 80-20 rule. 80% of the time be eating good. 20% of the time, you can kind of deviate a little bit, but come back to the right thing you're supposed to do. So for people who are like, I need to get control of my health. I need to get control of my weight. I need to get control of my heart health and just being physically healthy. Do it for you first before you even think about anybody else. you might want to look into, the first step is to cleanse out your body, cleanse out, detox, okay? Whatever it is that you need to do, I have a book where I share different detox methods or recipes that you could try. And also the one that a liquid I bought has chlorophyll in it, which is very good. And those are the first steps. Cleanse out your body, cleanse out your liver, let it help you get those new toxins out, let it work real good. But you have to clear out the gunk first, and then new things can come in and work the way they're supposed to work. Even with your weight, detoxing helps a whole lot, because most of those things that are left in are just a bunch of bad toxins that had nowhere else to go. Once you do that, you see a change. But you also have to help your body in the way you control and manage you as a person, and make sure that moving forward, you're still not feeding yourself those things you're not supposed to eat. Yeah, it tastes good, but to what effect? When you're trying on clothes, you're still going to be sad. When you're going to your doctor to check your weight, or, having certain pains all over your body, you're still going to be upset, because it's the things that you've trained your body to do and you keep putting inside your own body that is affecting you moving forward. Now, I know whenever it is that I've been bad with maybe my eating, or maybe sometimes I still wear makeup and I just have a bad day to where I'm not able to wash my face fully. Immediately, I jump out of bed in the middle of the night and I'm like washing and using masks to detoxify my face and things like that, because I know I really don't want to go there. That was like 16 years of like craziness. Okay. Now I have control over my weight. I have control over my skin, the way I look. I know the things I need to do. Then it also comes to you spending just one time, maybe you need to spend some kind of money to get the solution that you're looking for. Like if I never got that course, which costs a nice, pretty change, okay? I probably would still be looking for solutions all over the internet, YouTube, and somebody saying, I took this supplement and I go try it. And it's like, okay, it didn't really work every single time, it worked for a little bit and it stopped. I don't want that to be your story. So that's why I'm here trying to pass the information along. First, everybody detox, cleanse out your body, wash it off, start with whatever kind of thing you need to start with to begin on your wellness journey, on your health journey, whatever it is that you need to do. No matter the amount of money that you're trying to make, no matter the amount of wealth you're trying to build, and I'm all for that. I'm a personal finance. I will always support that. If you're not healthy, it doesn't matter. All that wealth, all that money that you're building will go towards treating your health at the end of your life. And it will all be finished if you don't take care of yourself now, because your health is it gets pretty expensive when it's been damaged. It gets pretty expensive when it's been damaged, because none of us really want to just lay in bed and be like, yeah, my time has come. I'm just going to lay here and wait for death. It's very painful to wait for death. Okay. I don't want that for you. I don't want that for any of us. So that's why I'm on here trying to give you a hint of how to take control of your life. Okay. For whatever that helps you do is my mission. So until next time, I really hope that you took one or two things from this and begin your wellness journey. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section. Have a great day.